Hey everyone, it's BrowncoatNerd, and this time we're going to be reviewing the Bulgarian Makarov made by Arsenal. This one is chambered in 9x18. There are some variants out there you will find that are chambered in 380. They made these both for the military and police, as well as the civilian market. Arsenal started making these in Bulgaria in 1970. And during those years, they'd make them for the military. I believe some were for commercial market. But the military contract ended in 1998. And what's kind of cool about that is the year in which this particular one was made. You can go online and find out what year yours was made with this second number right here. That will basically, that's your year code stamped on there. So that was just kind of an added little bonus I found out after I purchased the gun, which was nice. And then they continued making them from 1999 until 2007 for the civilian market. So they made these quite a few years. I was surprised to find out mine was made as late as 98, let alone to find out that they made them up into 2007. Now, Russia, which obviously was the original manufacturer of these, they started making the Makarov in 1951. And it was designed to replace the Makarov, of which this is a Polish one. It's been making a lot of guest appearances in videos lately. So the Makarov was to replace the Makarov. The round's kind of unique in that what it is, it's called 9x18, but it's actually slightly fatter than your standard 9mm. If you've watched any videos, I'm sure you've come across the story of you can chamber a 380 in a Makarov, and it will fire. I don't recommend it. It's not designed for it. You got a little more play in the between the bullet and the barrel. You're going to lose some velocity. Not sure what that would do to your barrel too. But there's videos of people out there doing it, and it works just fine for them. But there's no need to do that. But the Makarov will fire the 380. However, if you were to try to fire the Makarov round in a 380, the bullet being bigger, it's going to jam up in the 380. Now, while we're on this subject, there's another round out there called 9x18 Ultra. And let's just say I know a guy, I'm not going to mention any names, but he bought a box of this. It was labeled 9x18 Ultra. I think like Ultra Police. It's kind of interesting. This is a Fiocchi, and it is actually marked Police on the back, which I find interesting. Now, the first thing he noticed was the barrel, or the bullet, was shaped rather different. But being called Ultra, and it was 9x18, and it chambered just fine. He had never heard of Ultra, and so he fired almost an entire box of 50 rounds of this stuff through his P64, and everything worked out fine. And what was funny is the accuracy. He thought was actually a little bit better with this stuff. But then through online, someone was talking about this, and he discovered that 9x18 Ultra is its own thing. It is not 9x18 Makarov. Now, basically, the casings are the same size, but the bullet is going to be your standard kind of 389mm size bullet, whereas this is slightly oversized. Let me get my calipers out here, and I will show you. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so 9x18 Ultra, right at 9mm, and the Makarov round, of which this is some Norinco stuff, as you can see, is just slightly fatter than a 9mm round. So it's kind of the case of shooting 380 in a Makarov. It will work. It is not designed for it. So just don't do it. So just wanted to get that out there. There are not many guns chambered in the 9x18 Ultra. You will rarely see it. And so, yeah, Just don't make the same mistake I did. I mean, that my friend did. All right, moving along. So, the Makarov here, this is one of the kind of true Makarovs. You'll see a lot of guns called Makarovs that aren't actually Makarovs, like the Polish P64 or the CZ82. They're chambered in 9x18 Makarov, but the gun itself is not a true Makarov design. There are a few countries that make true Makarovs other than Russia. Bulgaria being one of them, East Germany, and then I believe China made some too. And those are actual true kind of clones or whatever you want to call it. And from my understanding is, for the most part, at least between the Russian, East German, and the Bulgarian Makarovs, quality is all pretty much the same. I haven't really seen any videos on the Chinese ones, so I can't really comment on those at all. Some people will say that the East German ones are kind of the best fit and finish. I haven't held one in my hand, so I've got nothing to add to that. But this one right here, I purchased this back in October of 2016, so I've had it for a while. I've been looking at getting a Makarov at that time quite a bit, and was just really wanting to get one to kind of add to my Cold War collection, I guess you could call it. And at the time, Classic and Aim Surplus both had some. I can't remember exactly how much they were running for or what grade they were in, but they had some. And literally, like 2 days after that, it's payday, I go to purchase one, and both websites were sold out. I was pretty frustrated. And so just kind of randomly looking around almost in desperation, I ended up on Sportsman Guide, which I am a member of. They got a lot of great stuff. They do sell guns. Every once in a while, they will get some military surplus in. And I actually pay $230 from a Sportsman Guide for this. So I was pretty happy with it. Overall, it's in pretty good shape. There is one spot here on the front strap, it's kind of a little discolored. It is a little worse when I got it. I haven't spent any time really trying to get more of that off there. And I haven't shot this gun whole terribly a lot, unfortunately. I just keep getting other guns and getting sidetracked. Now, when this gun came in and I tried to find them, and unfortunately I could not, they did not have these grips on them. They had what they call the target grips. And once again, one of those weird U.S. importation laws, these guns had to have a thumb rest when they were imported. I don't know why. But basically, there's a little rise right here. Now, a lot of people complain about those grips and say how uncomfortable they are. But honestly, I thought it was a really nice feeling grip. I liked it quite a bit. But I wanted the kind of traditional Cold War era look to this gun. So I ordered, these are Russian grips. As far as I can tell, the Arsenal, the original Bulgarian grips, are going to be pretty much the exact same as the Russian ones. I'm not sure if they're a slightly different color or design, but pictures online, from what I can tell, they're the same. I got a little lanyard loop there. The other nice thing I really like about this grip is this kind of plum bluing on the safety and the hammer. It just matches those perfectly. I think it's beautiful. I really like it. The only downside to this grip is it resembles something else, unfortunately. And if you don't know it or you don't see it, I'm not going to tell you, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. But these grips aren't as comfortable as the thumb safety ones that came on it. Like I said, these look 100 times better as long as you don't see it. So some of the features of this, like I said, it's double action, single action. It does have a slide mounted safety. That safety is also a decocker. You have your standard little itty bitty military sights. You have some serrations along the top there. Roll mark or any stampings on this side are just import marks, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would be a completely bare side there. Whereas over here, we have the serial number, which I'm not sure what the AE, if that's like a batch number, your year date, and then the last four, which I guess would actually be the serial number. Well, I'm sure all of those are part of the serial number. You got your Circle 10 here, which indicates that it's, Arsenal made. You have a slide stop, sticks out just enough. I haven't shot this gun a whole terribly a lot, like I said. I mean, I've had no issues with it. I'm trying to think. I've even shot hollow points through here. It's performed fine, but, I haven't gotten really heavy into this gun. Accuracy is okay. You know, the more I shoot it, I'm sure I'd get a little better with it. The trigger pull, which BrowncoatNerd stepping up, I actually got to test out myself for this, measure myself on this specific gun. The average double action trigger pull after 5 pulls was 10 pounds, 3.6 ounces. And then the single action trigger pull was average of 4 pounds, 4.5 ounces. So, you know, not too bad, what you'd expect. You know, it's not a, you know, super fancy competition gun or anything like that. The mag release is your European kind of style on the heel here. This does not have a magazine disconnect. They were not designed that way. But the mags still do not drop free. Magazine's got a little bit of a pinky rest lip here. It's got an open up design, which is nice. You can easily see how many rounds you have in there. And this gun that I purchased did come with 2, by the way. They're both pretty much the same condition. The thing I love about these Makarov magazines is this little tab here, which is actually your slide hold open, is almost like a built-in speed loader. I mean, you can just push this down and drop your rounds in, and very nice and convenient and easy to load mags because of that little tab. I'm not going to go into breakdown really of any of my videos. There's enough other videos out there of people that I can describe it, I'm sure, much better than me, so I won't bother to get into that. And like I said, you know, these can fire 380. Do not shoot 380. There are some that come with 380 barrels that are designed to shoot 380. Yeah, knock yourself out with those. But if it's chambered for 9x18 Makarov, do not shoot 380. Do not shoot 9x18 Ultra. And they do sell some self-defense rounds. This is some old school Hornady here, but Hornady still does make hollow points in the 9x18 Makarov. Got some of that. And then, of course, the old Norinco ammo, which you can't get anymore. This stuff says non-corrosive. I would treat it as though it is. And then there's a lot of commercial stuff for this ammo, by the way. Thanks, Dave. So, yeah, these are fun little guns. If you got any kind of a kind of Cold War collection, a Makarov from Russia, East Germany, or Bulgaria are an absolute must. And these Bulgarian ones are definitely the most common, at least right now. The Russian ones, I haven't really seen one come up for sale at all. East German ones I'll see pop up every once in a while. But these Bulgarian ones aren't too hard to find. Right before I made this video, I did hop online and looked around real quick to the old faithful classic firearms. And they do have some of these right now in stock. They were graded in good condition, and those are running for $280. So the price is going up on these. At one point in time, when I couldn't find any and I had money to buy one, I found AIM Surplus was selling some, and there was like no bluing left on the guns whatsoever. And I want to say they're asking like $280 to $300. This was several years ago. This was before I bought this one. But I remember I came really close to buying one of those just because I couldn't find any anywhere. I'm glad I held off because this one, like I said, is in pretty good shape. No issues. Yeah, it's just a fun little, almost must-have collection for any kind of Russian or Cold War collection. All right, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.